welcome back to Let's Play The Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolved, where we're continuing in the fourth case of the game, and we are right now on the precipice of breaking a man's spirit. Poor Daily Vigil. I was right that Daily Vigil was posing as Hugh Boone, who was posing as Gossip. He had like two other identities going on. Yeah. And he was helping Inspector Gregson, like I thought. And now Kazuma is trying to get us to coax the truth of what happened 10 years ago when he was the warder at the prison. He wants to get the truth out of him, but it looks like his mental state is a little fragile, so should I present the evidence or not that might help get the truth out of him? I think we have to, you know. I feel horrible to do it, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, and Kazuma needs our help. And you know, if you had to choose between a stranger and the love of your life slash partner slash rival, of course you're gonna pick your rival slash partner slash love of your life, right? Do it. I have no idea how this is going to go, but this is a court of law, and I have a duty to pursue the truth. Yep, that's true too. Mr. Vigil, I'd like you to look at this. Evidence that clearly contradicts your version of events. That's the dismissal notice.
Take that!
Just a few moments ago, you made the following statement. I resigned from my role at the prison 10 years ago. Well, yes. In other words, you claim to have left the post of chief warder of your own volition. Well, yes, of course. Why? Tell me. Do you remember seeing this document before? No, I don't. This is a dismissal notice ordering the immediate termination of a prison staff member's employment. A dismissal notice? And the name on the notice is yours, Mr. Vigil. What? What? Ow, smack, ouch, It's mine? Stop playing. It's not good for you. Stop playing. So, you didn't resign from the prison service at all? For some reason, you were dismissed as chief warder from Barclay. No, there's been some mistake, I'm sure. Oh, he smacked harder this time. I'm sure I tendered my resignation. This dismissal notice is nonsense. Uh-oh. Isn't it? Uh-oh. If you were forcibly dismissed, there must have been good reason. Clearly, you did something. Mr. Vigil, it's time to break the seal and have you remember. Oh boy. According to the few remaining records, the final execution that you supervised was on 17th of June, 10 years ago. And on that day, something very serious took place at Barclay Prison. The 17th of June. Was that the professor's execution? Professor. As you were the chief warder at the time, it stands to reason that you would have been present throughout the proceedings It does sound familiar. And yet, that execution never took place. The convict, ostensibly executed earlier that day, later re-emerged from his grave. Creepy music. The convict came back to life. In the cemetery in the middle of the night, there was a witness. However, the witness claims that a moment after he saw the convict clambering out of his grave, a gunshot rang out from over his shoulder, and the bullet pierced the professor's chest, killing him instantly. Those may have been the professor's actual last moments. Yep. And that's what I thought, right? But what the hell? Why? Yes. Yes. Seeing as you were in charge of overseeing executions at the time, you must know the truth about what really happened. It's in your head, somewhere deep down. Well, Chief Warder Daily Vigil, I know there are memories in your head that can explain what happened on 17th of June 10 years ago. And now it's time for you to drag them up. Mr. Vigil? Oh boy. Yes, the prison. It was complete chaos. The prisoner escaped. He was killed in the cemetery. The shocking news ripped through Berkeley like a hurricane. What? What? Order! 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 Do you mean to say, Mr. Vigil, that your memories of the time have returned? My head, it's like some floodgates have been opened. The images, screams. Oh, my goodness. The papers. There were reports, articles, about a man who'd seen a ghost. Yes, Enoch Drebber. But surely those reports were exaggerated. There were traces at the scene. Traces of what? In Lowgate Cemetery, at plot number 139. Blood. Lots of blood. That's where the man was buried, of course. Obviously, something terrible had happened there. The depths of conspiracy and depravity from which this tale is emerging are quite staggering. I've reviewed the police records from that time extensively. A thorough investigation was conducted by Scotland Yard to ascertain how the convict managed to escape in the first place. And the conclusion reached by the investigating team was that a member of the prison staff must have been involved. Are you suggesting that a prison warder abetted the man's bid for freedom? Yes, and I was suspected of doing it. But did you? Or were you the scapegoat? Of using that mass murderer's execution as a way to help him escape. Wait. Of using the mass murderer's execution as a way to help him escape. Oh. You did what? I remember now. The horror of it all was coming back to me. One evening, a few days after the execution, some detectives came to the prison. You are gonna make yourself dizzy, sir. Please stop. You're making me dizzy. I was called to the governor's office at the top of the watchtower. Oh, it's you. No, the accent's back. Oh, no. Ah, I'd rather do the French and Italian than yours. Ah, Scottish, no. I'm sorry, Dilly. This is a serious business. But I cannot help you now. Help you know. Oh, Scottish. I love it. Hard to understand, but also very hard to speak it. Props to anyone who can pull off a very, very honorable and near perfect Scottish accent. As Chief Warder, you were responsible for overseeing the execution of 4, eh? Well, it seems the fellows at Scotland Yard want to have a few wee words with you about it. About it. Boot. I see a boot and I think of Canadian. You'd better pack your things, laddie. You're to attend in person. As soon as you told me that, my mind just went completely blank. And the next thing I knew, Professor, the most hated killer in our country's history. And I let him escape. I'm finished. My life is over. Oh, he's screaming. Did you jump through the window? Oh my god. Oh my god. Did he jump through the window? Is that why his memory's like this? Holy crap. Oh. Are you okay? I mean, clearly you survived, but like, Jesus. I mean, I've been making jokes about throwing people out of windows. I haven't done it in a while, but like, damn, did he? Or was that just a metaphor for his mind shattering, mind breaking? Because either way, damn. But like, oh wow. This poor man. Order, order! Bailiff, fetch a doctor at once. Damn. Court is adjourned for today with immediate effect.
So, with Mr. Vigil's collapse, proceedings came to an abrupt end for the day. Once again overshadowed by the legacy of that notorious killer, appearing like a cursed ghost ship on a foggy ocean. Lord Van Zeeks, Mr. Vigil, Cosima, and Gregson. All of them bound by invisible chains anchored to the same wreckage in the murky depths of the past. But the miraculous light that had been trying to cut through the gloom and shine on those tragic events was playing on the edges of the truth at last.
Damn. To be continued. Yeah, I knew I should have kept going. So close, but whatever. Whatever. It is what it is. Damn. Oh, Bro, that was crazy. That was insane. That poor man. Ugh. I mean, we got the information we needed, though. It's like we had to do it. Oh, that poor man. Damn. I don't know if he actually did try to help him escape or not, though. I don't know if he was just a scapegoat. That was sad. All right, November 2nd, 3:38 p.m. Holmes' suite. I still can't quite believe what just happened. I know. I inquired with the bailiff after the court session was adjourned, and it seems Mr. Vigil was taken to hospital to recover. Right. 10 years ago now, Mr. Vigil attempted to commit suicide. Oh my god, I was right! Oh no! No! Oh my joking about throwing people out the window! No! How terrible! What must you guys have been thinking every time I was making that stupid joke? No! Ah, Binks, no! I will never make that joke again, even though I like that joke, but now I can't make it. No! It's been ruined. Oh, no! Oh. Now, there's a difference between throwing them out, like, a first or second floor window, like I was saying, and, like, I don't know how high his window was, though. Like, damn. Damn! Ugh! That's, like, what creepy foreshadowing that is. That I made that joke and that happened. Like, damn, bro. Oh, no! Mr. Vigil! Oh, that's so sad! So that's why Barry acted the way he did when we brought up Vigil. Damn. So does his wife what does his wife think happened? I mean, she clearly still believes he's a warder. Does she think like it happened like during the job that some guy pushed him or he got hurt in a fight or like what does she think? I'm dying to know. Oh. Oh, this is dark. Oh, this is really dark. Holy crap. Oof. This affects me more than anything else so far. Like, holy hell. Jeez. Oh, Lord. Oh, I am very deeply... I'm so upset by this. Like, this... Oof. Like, oh. I am very, very upset by this. Oh, no. Oh. I'm gonna have to put, like, a warning. I hope I remember. Because... my memory's not that good. If I don't remember to do it in my description of this episode, because sometimes when I edit, I really don't even edit. Sometimes I don't. Shoot. Guys, if I don't remember, please someone put in the comments, like, say, like, warning, put, like, a warning for people or something. Tell them, you know, please, viewer beware, blah, 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 about this, that someone's trying to unalive themselves. You know, we just want to warn people, like, I kind of wish they kind of put a warning for this. I mean, it doesn't bother me to that point, but there's some people who will get more deeply bothered by this, and we don't want that, you know? I mean, I'm very upset, but, like, oof, damn. I'm more upset about the fact that I did the whole window thing, joking around, and then this happened to come out many episodes later. Like, what are the chances? I'm so freaked out by that. Like, that really freaks me out. Like, why? Out of all the things, you know? Anyway, Mr. Vigil attempted to commit suicide by jumping out of the window of the prison governor's office. Now, I'm not monetized, I'm not making money, so that's why I said the word. But, you know, with YouTube, normally they'd be like, you can't say the word, blah, 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 but whatever. Anyway, very sad situation. Oof, that poor man. But ever since then, he's completely blocked the memory of those events from his mind. Oh, that's so sad. Nobody knew his secret. Not his family. Not even the man himself, but I forced it out into the open. Was it wrong of me to do that? Did I overstep the mark, I wonder? No! Oh, please give me some cheering up because that was heavy. That was, oof. Oh, Iris. You were miles away. Anyway, I've brewed a fresh pot of soothing tea for you. Thank you, Iris. Please, we need you. You're so cute.
Oh, thank you.
You and Susie have had an exhausting day so far, haven't you? Oh. Thank you, Iris. Thoughtful of you.
Do you happen to know where Mr. Holmes is? When he came out of the courtroom back into the defendant's antechamber, he disappeared.
Probably went to go get his money. But that poor woman, she's gonna be probably so focused on being by her husband's side. Oh, no, I don't know. He just suddenly sprang to his feet and left. All he said was, I must leave. I wonder if he's pursuing the mystery of Inspector Gregson's death. No. He's leaving that to us. Well, you know what Shirley's always saying, don't you? There are mysteries in this world that should perhaps never be solved. For the construction of a solution comes only at the expense of the destruction of something else.
What does that mean?
He knows very well that when you open someone else's old wounds, you often open your own too. But he just can't take his own advice and leave well alone. Solving mysteries is too important to him.
That's so true.
But that's what I like about Shirley after all.
I suppose that's the lot of a great detective in some ways.
But I mean, I shouldn't be surprised at the way this went down without any warnings anyway, because same thing happened in another case in one of the other games. I think it was Justice for All with another character. It was not handled very well either. So I should not be that surprised. That one was another oof. That one hurts. So then, let's have tea, and then I'll give you a hand.
Oh, do you have time, Iris?
Yes, I finished this month's manuscript at last, with barely a day to spare before the deadline. Oh, I'm so looking forward to it. A brand new story to read in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. You know, I always hide Shirley's violin in the days before I have a deadline.
You do? Poor Mr. Holmes.
Well, she has to, otherwise his annoying playing would probably bother her. I'm sure that's very wise, Iris. How sensible of you. Now then, my dear fellows, let's make a plan of action before we continue our investigation. Okay. Let's converse. So, how did it go in court this morning? It was going well until it went completely off the rails at the end.
Well, we still don't know the truth about what really happened, but one thing's increasingly clear. Lord Van Zeeks definitely didn't do it.
Oh, goody. Yes, that's right. We managed to uncover several new facts as well. Oh, really?
And there was another development too. Kazuma.
Yes, it's quite clear now that Kazuma-sama is not himself. The way he's acting, it's almost as if he's possessed.
I know. I mean, at the end of the proceedings earlier, it was like a bloodhound the way he was chasing down Mr. Vigil's forgotten past. He's not normally so mercilessly persistent. What's going on in his head, I wonder? I really need to sit down with Kazuma and try to understand what he's going through.
Okay, the Reaper's innocence.
if Gregson was really murdered the day before his body was discovered, then Lord Van Zieks has to be innocent, you see.
What? The day before? Well, that should be easy enough to work out just by examining the corpse, surely. Yes, you would expect so. But curiously, no time of death was included in the autopsy report. Yeah, we need to talk to the coroner. This is weird. That is curious.
There are still unanswered questions about Lord Van Zieks, though, aren't there?
Do you mean...
I mean, what was he doing there on Fresno Street that day in the first place?
Yeah, he needs to come clean. Well, according to the man's testimony, he said he was investigating Inspector Gregson, didn't he?
And it turns out that little room was actually the inspector's secret office.
Ooh, that sounds like it has all the makings of a wonderfully devilish plot.
But then why was that notice board in there covered in all those particular papers? Papers about cases with a link to the Reaper. I'm starting to get a bad feeling about all this.
Oh dear, that sounds more like something horribly devilish. We must start by looking into Inspector Gregson's movements of late. Okay.
I never imagined I might have to be investigating an inspector's movements.
Well, according to the entry in his diary, he was carrying out an incognito investigation of the Red-Headed League the day before his death. Oh, you mean he was doing the same as Charlie?
Well, Mr. Holmes is trying to apply, whereas the inspector was supposed to be investigating.
I do wish it had been the other way around.
Anyway, as it turns out, the inspector who went to investigate the Red-Headed League that day wasn't actually Gregson at all. It was Mr. Vigil, in possession of Gregson's identification.
You know what that sounds like to me? Establishing an alibi. Oh, yes, you're right, yes. Oh my, yes, you're absolutely right, Iris.
But why would Gregson need an alibi?
It would appear that the inspector had something to do that he wished to keep secret. Yeah. I don't believe it. I always thought he was just a harmless lover of fish and chips.
But perhaps they were seasoned with something a little more potent than salt and vinegar.
Yeah, he was up to something. I think perhaps we should try to move away from food analogies.
Well, anyway, if Lord Von Zieks felt the need to investigate Gregson...
Yes, I agree. We must try to find out what he knows. Okay, Mr. Vigil, poor guy. Vigil, you say? Isn't that the name of the lady who came to visit Shirley yesterday? That's right. To ask Mr. Holmes if he would help her to find her missing husband.
Only Mr. Holmes completely passed the buck to us. Actually, didn't you say that Mr. Vigil had been taken to the hospital? Do you know which one?
St. Sinners? Yeah, of course. Ah, it's St. Sinners.
I'm starting to wonder if all the other hospitals in London have closed down.
But that's amazing, Rena. You found the lady's husband already.
Well, I suppose I have. By accident.
And 10 years ago, while Mr. Vigil was the chief warder at the prison, he was responsible for overseeing the professor's incarceration. No! Right, Iris? This is juicy as hell.
So, when the convict escaped, he was held responsible and immediately dismissed.
Sometimes I really don't want to grow up.
There's more. For 10 years after that, while he was ostensibly working as a peddler, he also had another secret job. He was paid by Gregson to be a stand-in, to impersonate the inspector.
To
To impersonate Grexy, but why? I have absolutely no idea. Ah, Jenny was right. I'm starting to think all adults are up to no good now. Including you, Bruno.
The way she looks at him so coldly.
I don't trust you no more. I haven't paid anyone to impersonate me. I don't have money. What are you talking about?
That means he has ties to the professor and to Inspector Gregson, though. So, I do think we ought to pay a visit to Mr. Vigil, don't you?
Back to St. Sinners, then.
Gosh, where don't we have to go?
Well, I think it's clear that what we need to do, isn't it? Let us investigate, my dear fellows.
Oh, Iris, you're even more enthusiastic than usual today.
If anyone has anything to hide, my special Wilson shooting iron will soon set them straight. That, water pistol? It's stuffed full of a piping hot extra special blend of mine.
And I'm quite sure it will be very effective at burning people. You shouldn't do that.
I'd better be careful not to hide anything. Well, it feels a little strange that Mr. Holmes is nowhere to be seen, but still. Let's go and see what we can find out. Yes!
We got our two little ladies with us. Let's go. Anything up here worth talking about? Oh, okay. Oh, just the usual what to do. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? It's rather unusual to find ourselves here in the middle of our investigations.
It's just occurred to me that I might have forgotten something when we left this morning.
Please don't worry. As long as you continue to investigate thoroughly, you won't go far wrong.
Oh, yes, of course. I must get back to work as soon as possible.
Okay. Just moving around, that's all. Okay, nothing at the hotel. Prisoner governor. Okay, prison, Fresno Street, Mr. Vigil. Let's leave Vigil for last. I don't feel up to it right now. Even though they have an exclamation. Oh, perhaps we should leave him in peace for a little while. He's only just been admitted. Okay, then why do you have exclamation mark? Let's go to the prison. Von Zeeks! What's up, bro? Still reading, huh? Lord Van Zeeks is reading. Look.
He doesn't seem like he wants visitors, does he? But he must have noticed that we're here, surely.
And he can hear you. As usual. He's just ignoring you. What do you Nipponese want?
That's no way to greet the lawyer who's trying his hardest to prove your innocence, is it?
Perhaps not. Hmm? I apologize. So, what can I do for you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Lord Van Zeeks, speaking earnestly. Has hell frozen over? Oh, the fog will lift over London for the first time in months tomorrow. This does feel very, very strange.
That's cute. He's like, leave me alone if you're just going to bother me. I must say, I was impressed.
Oh, well, thank you.
Not by you, by your fellow Nipponese, your prosecutor friend. I see why you like him. Oh, how dare you not compliment me as well? I thought Ryunosuke did a great job, okay? I mean, they were both very impressive, but still.
Oh, I see. Yes.
It's sardonic, don't you think? For a man such as me, so loading of the Nipponese, to be entirely at the mercy of the two of you. I suppose it's retribution for having played the part of the Reaper all these years.
Played the part.
Okay. Do you know who the Reaper is?
You once told me that you gladly allowed people to believe you were the Reaper, because it helped reduce the amount of serious crime that took place in London.
If keeping quiet and playing the part benefits the cause I myself am committed to pursuing, then why would I choose to say anything?
But the henchman of a criminal killed by the Reaper attacked you only the other day. And that was just the most recent of many attempts on your life, wasn't it? Someone is clearly profiting from your silence about all this. Someone is using you.
Yeah. Believe me, ever since the Reaper first appeared, I've been doing my utmost to expose him, or rather, expose the organization.
Ah! It's a whole organization?
It's inconceivable that all those accidents were orchestrated by one man. Yeah, that makes sense. No, the Reaper always appears to have very accurate information about the accused in each case, which can only mean that somebody at Scotland Yard is involved. Yeah, I think I'm suspecting someone in particular with a lot of power.
Someone at... You can't mean...
It's taken me many years, but I finally identified the central figure in this Reaper organization. Tobias Gregson. No, you're wrong. He was trying to help you. I'm very, very sure now. I mean, yeah, his actions look sus, but for the opposite reason. Why? I get it, because you feel indebted to Strongheart, right? Because he was like your mentor figure, another guy, another prosecutor who was supposed to help prosecute the man that you thought killed your brother. It has to be Strongheart, man. It's Strongheart. You're pointing your finger at the wrong dude rather than the one who was loyal to you and trying to help you. Oh, that's really tragic.
No. No!
Gregson, the Reaper. It just doesn't help that sometimes Gregson was acting very suspicious and shady. Ugh.
So, the reason you were investigating Inspector Gregson is because you intended to expose him as the Reaper.
As I said, the Reaper of the Bailey is no single person. It's a highly secret organization with close ties to Scotland Yard. But there is no doubt that Gregson was a key member of that organization.
I don't believe it. Are you saying that Grexy, that he was behind all those awful criminals meeting their...
Gregson didn't do the dirty work himself.
Oh.
He was the tactician. His job was to covertly investigate the marks and plot their assassinations. In order to do that without arousing suspicion, he regularly needed a firm alibi. Okay, now it's not looking too good because that aligns with what we just found out about why he might be using Vigil. That makes sense. But I really want to hope and believe that Gregson was just trying to investigate and help him find out who the Reaper really was.
Which is where Mr. Vigil came in, posing as the inspector.
Vigil knows nothing of the Reaper, but the room he rents on Fresno Street was almost certainly the headquarters of the operation. Gregson would have met the assassin there for briefings.
So we don't actually know who carried out the killings then.
Actually, I do have a name.
You... what?
Well, if you can name the man, you have the true identity of the Reaper already then.
Or, if I can name the woman.
What? Who? You're not gonna say Gina, because it's sure as hell it's not Gina. Don't you start. A woman can't be to spells. I don't know. I'm at a loss. I don't know what's going on. Can't be Vigil's wife. Bruh.
Oh.
Oh. You're saying... Oh, hold on. You're talking about her?
She's a young woman by the name of Assassin.
Wait, what? Shin? Yep. There you go again. Miss Assassin. The true name of a terrifying killer I know only too well. She's dead. She came to Japan posing as a visiting student and murdered Dr. John H. Wilson/Watson. Then, just when it seemed that diplomatic protection would help her escape Japan and conviction, the mysterious woman was herself murdered in a small summer beach hut. It's always gonna go back to her, ain't it? And that woman was actually the Reaper of the Bailey? But now... Well, she was in Japan, so... Huh.
Mr. Naruhodo, this perhaps isn't the place to discuss.
No. No, of course not. We can't mention it here. Because, Iris is here. The fact that she killed Dr. John H. Watson. Because Iris doesn't know, and it's very likely that the man was her father. Yeesh. She's gonna have to find out, though.
Assassin. I shall let father know at once.
Yes, of course. Yes, I agree. A lot of it's making sense and connecting. So I don't know. This thing with Gregson is still up in the air for me. Okay, let's talk about Sogi.
Kazuma, isn't it? Kazuma Asogi. You say he's a friend of yours.
My best friend. Quotation marks. He's the whole reason I got to come to Britain. It was all on his merits. I have nothing but respect for him. And love. So much love.
Yes, I understand that only the very best students are selected for such opportunities. And I had a fine demonstration of how sharp he is in the proceedings earlier today. he missed nothing. In fact, his flawless performance very much reminded me of his father.
Aw. Genshin Asogi, the professor.
It's true that the aristocracy at the time was the root of numerous grave societal problems. They were abusing their power, playing with the common man as pawns in politics, in economics, in war. In many ways, Asogi was carving out a canker from society that we British couldn't deal with ourselves.
I see.
But that's precisely why it makes no sense. Clint von Zix was a noble and upstanding man. He wasn't corrupt. Why did that damned Nipponese have to go and take my brother's life?
Are you sure he wasn't one of the bad ones then? And are you sure, I mean, at the end of the day, are we sure that Genshin Asogi really was the professor? Because I don't think so. I think he was framed. An innocent man was framed. I don't think he was a murderer. And when you find out, I think you're going to be devastated because clearly you admired him. And him and your brother were both murdered by the real guy. Ugh, that's so sad. Oof. Oof. uh, oh, the angst and pain. I just feel it coming. Ooh.
In spite of having once saved mine.
Oh, he saved you? He saved your life? How did that happen? Okay.
It was 10 years ago on a foggy night. What was to be the professor's final strike had sent a wave of panic through the capital.
So Clint Van Zeeks had already been killed at this point then.
Genshin and I were walking down some back streets at a late hour. Of course, at that point, I had no idea of the true nature of the man at my side. All of a sudden... Don't make a peep, you're coming with us! We were surrounded. All of our assailants were armed with pistols, their faces obscured by scars. Clint was not only from noble heritage, he was a brilliant prosecutor as well. The scum of London hated the sight of him, and they had no sympathy for his younger brother either. I'd been targeted several times before already. Yeah, it's Van Zeeks alright. We've got him. I could hear them murmuring amongst themselves. I knew they were after me. But just when I thought my time had come. If I let them kill you, Clint would never forgive me. It was Osoki's voice, just a whisper in my ear. After that, I don't remember exactly what happened. The next thing I know, there was silence all around. Genshin lay on the cobbled street. Blood was seeping from his left hand. He shielded me.
Aw, he protected you. And clearly he cared about Clint too. No, there's no way. He's totally innocent.
2 days later, they arrested him.
And he was alive still. So then, what happened to the men? I know you don't know because you blacked out or whatever, but...
On suspicion of being London's most notorious mass murderer ever, the professor.
How awful for you.
All at once, I lost the brother I revered, the foreign friend I held in such high regard.
I'm so sorry, Lord Van Zieks.
Something about when they shot him and he bled or whatever has to come into play, right? And them saying, oh, wait, they shot his left hand. That has to be important later in the next case, right? Like, oh, we have to check and see something about the professor's left hand. I don't know. That has to be important. Nothing happens without a reason. That's the end of my miserable tale. I never thought I'd recount it to anyone.
Well, thank you for confiding in me.
The professor, the Reaper, and Inspector Gregson. I wonder just how intimately related they all are.
I still can't quite believe that Gregson was essentially the Reaper, giving assassination orders to Giselle Brett.
Mr. Nodohodo, let's go and inform my father. I'm sure our government will want to hear about this new information.
Oh, that means I get to meet your daddy, Susie. Hooray!
Yes, alright. Let's head back to the Great Waterloo Hotel then.
Oof, that was a lot. That was heavy. That was, jeez. Oof. Alright, but I think we're gonna leave this episode here. Actually, let's move before I forget, because then next time I'll be like, wait, where am I supposed to go?
In some ways, this place seems to rather suit Lord Von Z. Oh dear, did I say that out loud?
He's gonna be pissed if he hears that. Okay, we'll show up here. And then we'll save. Alright. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. And until next time, have a nice day. Sorry I could only do 2 episodes this week. I don't know. Maybe something will change. Maybe in the middle of the week I'll find time and I'll be able to record a 3rd one. We'll see. Anyway, but yeah, until next time, have a nice day. Bye-bye.